Hello everyone, this is Mark Flopsy Shepherd once again, and welcome back to the NeoLemmix Introduction Pack 2020. In the previous video, I only got 5 levels done because of how long they were taking, and I was trying to explain what was going on in the levels as I was doing them. So the aim for this video is just to get the objects and functions rank finished. I think we've only got 6 levels to go. That was the level we did previously. So let's just sum up what we did in the previous video. So this one was going through how important it is to use the direction keys to assign your lemmings in the correct direction, and priority over lemmings that are digging, for example. This was touching on pick up objects and buttons, and we learned about splitters and splat rulers. And this one was going on about teleporters. This one actually took a really long time. Possibly because I was having problems with zooming in and out, which was just the way I've assigned my hotkeys. And this one touched on updrafts and splat and anti-splat pads. So now we're going to go to stop, rewind and go, level 12. 4 lemmings, 3 to be saved. Stressful situations should be paused, right? Yet mistakes can easily be made, and we want to avoid doing the whole level again because of one misstep. Introducing frame stepping. Now, I've actually been doing frame stepping throughout this game so far, but this is where we actually learn how to do it. Pause the game and use the following hotkeys to rewind, skip some frames ahead. N skips ahead by 1 single frame, B rewinds by 1 frame. I never actually use N because clicking the mouse while paused actually does the same thing. And you can also use the red arrow buttons for these functions. Holding a button will rapidly continue to perform the corresponding function. While rewinding, your old actions are still saved in a replay and will replay again if not cancelled by clicking the left mouse button inside the level area or performing another action. A red R above the skill bar indicates this. Okay, so that's quite a lot to do in one go. So I'll try and show it in action. So I'm paused right now, and if I click the mouse button, it advances by 1 frame. But pressing N does the same thing. But I never use that. I just use the back button and clicking the mouse. So that's clicking and pressing B, dancing along to the music. Look. So, and as Ico Tulop was saying, we'll just back it up a bit, minute. I'm just trying to show something off. So if you back up enough, you'll see a red R. So that means that the assignments that have been done in the level will be repeated if you don't do anything, look. And when all the actions in the replay have been done, then the R will disappear. So, and if you're ever in R replay mode and you press the button, it will not do the actions anymore. So that lemming drowned, see? So there we go. That's what he's trying to touch on in this, and I'm just I was holding the B button down to back up because that's what I use. There are other buttons which do other kind of frame stepping, but these are the most common ones, back and next, because they skip by 1 frame only. So let's try and complete the level now. Okay, they're getting quite puzzling now. It's no wonder the videos are coming out quite long now. But luckily there's only 1 lemming in each section, so it's not too bad. Well, those builders both those builders I did to show off my points were actually pretty vital. Okay, so this guy needs to be doing a fencer. And he builds over that, and this guy needs to build to catch this guy. So these levels are quite simple for myself, but it's not a bad level to have in a tutorial type. Okay, well, I've completely forgot about that guy. because I've done this replay assignment before that, I have to reassign that builder again. But there is actually a way to stop yourself having to do that, but that will be touched upon in a later tutorial, hopefully. And we've only got a stoner and a stacker left, and as you can see, the stoner will be useful on this large drop here. So while the stoner would be useful here, it's better to stack, because then that guy can just go and stone straight away on the way down. So all these three guys are making their way along this path that's been carved by the bottom left guy here. And it's very important to get the stoner in such a place such that both drops are not within the splat ruler. So about halfway down is usually the best way to do that. Sometimes level designers will be very mean and make it such that you use the full length of the splat ruler. Now the only part of the splat ruler you should really be focusing on is the bit with the pink on it. That's the most common line that you need to focus on. Just going to re-emphasize that in this level. Okay, so that was one level, and it's taken us 6 minutes. So it just goes to show why these levels are getting these videos are getting quite long. Okay, so number 13, big steps through the snow. 20 lemmings, 20 to be saved. Frame stepping can also be used to rewind and skip longer periods than just single frames. When you have long bridges to build or distances to walk, space will skip ahead 10 seconds, which is exactly the amount of time it takes to do a builder and a platformer, which is just said, which is also close to the duration. In fact, if you assign a builder and then press the space bar, you will be at the end of the builder assignment. So it's very useful to know that if you're on levels with a lot of building on them. Number pad minus or the hyphen key will rewind 1 second for when you miscalculated longer sections. I've actually reassigned that key, so I've reassigned it to the comma key because it's quite close to the it's like 2 across from the next is the N key, but ignore that. It's just a good suggestion if you want to reassign it to somewhere closer. The reason I haven't put it on the M key is because the M key actually turns the music on and off. I can't even. That's like, I think that's the close brackets. I think that's the square brackets thing that's next to the enter key. Can be used to skip to the next sugar of animation at the end of a builder. Train these buttons in this level. If you want to change the hotkey layout, you can press F3 in the main menu. I'm just used to the same ones that I have used all the way through the game. All the way through, because I've been using NeoLemmix a really long time, since like version 1.43 really. So let me just test that. Oh, it does. So I'm using that close brackets button that's next to the enter key. It's above the hash key. Actually very useful that is. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to doing the space bar now. So it's like 1 brick before, so it gives you a little bit of thinking time. It gives you a little bit of thinking time before the builder is done. So I'd actually stick with the space key, to be honest. It's barely any time saved. So this is the space key if you press it sequentially. He was just in the water as I got to it as well. Okay, so this one's going to be a bit of a... So if we build all the way back here, look, you'll see that it's actually pointing towards the top a bit better. So, as you can see, this makes building levels... Oh, okay, but look there, you can make the wood... If you just do the clicking function, you can just assign your builder while in pause mode, which makes it nice and easy. The brilliant thing about NeoLemmix is you can assign things while paused. You can do the whole level in pause mode. Well, you can't really do the whole level in pause mode. You've got to move the action. You can just do this, look. The game's still in pause mode, but I'm just pressing the space bar. So it's never actually in movement mode. Excuse me. Too much talking. I need to take a sip of my drink. Okay, that one didn't take too long, but we'll move on. Okay, getting into sorting, objects and functions, 14. 14 lemmings, 14 to be saved. So, I'm not sure if you can see a look, but all the trapdoors and the exits have numbers above them. The number above the trapdoor is how many lemmings will come out of it, and the number above the exit is how many that exit can take before it won't take any more lemmings. But okay, hatches can release lemmings with permanent skills already assigned to them. In this case, they are marked with the icon of that skill. Yeah, but they're only marked in clear physics mode, and they show briefly at the start of the level, so don't think they're always on screen. Normally, lemmings are equally spread among all hatches, but some hatches can be limited to spawning a certain number of lemmings. This is if you don't assign a number to them, they will be equally spread. Just a little bit of hints for when you're making levels. You can equally spread lemmings automatically, but the numbers have to be manually assigned if you want a certain number out of one exit entrance. Exits can also be limited in the number of lemmings they can take. Hovering the cursor over a lemming will give information on his status on the left side of above the cat skill bar. Is that an assumption that all lemmings are boys now? Come on, we have girl lemmings as well. So now you have the task of deciding which group of lemmings to release first and which exits they need to take. Think ahead here. So what he's hinting at is, if you bash through this wall, for example, you're not going to be able to get to this top exit here. So that's something to take into consideration. It's always best to work top to bottom in most cases, because otherwise you need a builder, but we don't have any builders. Okay. So very briefly here, look, you can see a shadow of a climber over that trapdoor and a shadow of a spanner over that trapdoor, which means that disarmers will come out of this trapdoor. It's very hard to see the numbers though. No, you can still see them now when the trapdoor's opening. Okay, I was wrong. It turns out the climber and the spanner symbols stay. They didn't used to do that. Maybe I just never noticed. Okay. So you don't want to let the spanners or the climbers out first, because they'll go into these exits here that are easily on display here. You want the climbers to go into these top exits here, and we've only got 2 climbers. Yeah, how does that make any sense? How many lemmings have we got? Got 8 there and 7 here. Hold on a minute. Oh yeah, sorry. I was going by the numbers. Okay, so we've got 4 climbers, so 2 of them go into the top exits here. Sorry, they were like in the middle of spawning, so the numbers weren't accurate. It was telling you what was still to come. Okay. So the best lemmings to let out first are probably these guys, because they'll mitigate these 2 exits here. We don't want to let these guys out because there'll be too many wandering around when we don't need them to. We just want these lemmings to exit, and then we can do the work with the climbers and the disarmers, and then we can let these lemmings out at a later time, because they're no good, they aren't. They won't do anything. Okay, so now that the exits have reached 0 now, these guys will not go through the exits. That's what we want. Because you can see that if you let these disarmers or climbers out first, they'll be exiting in the wrong exits. We want them to go through these exits. So the next people to let out are the climbers, because we will be bashing out these walls in the next bit. So we want these It's nice that they both kept, none of them went in the wrong direction. It was quite luck that we got 2 on each side. Even if they went the wrong way, it wouldn't have been bad, because none of these falls are hazardous, as you can see. Okay, so now we let the disarmers out, and as luck would have it again, and they're not going in the wrong direction. So they're going to sort out the traps. And then once that guy's done this, well, you can do it a little bit earlier. these lemmings can all go home. Now, unfortunately, we have got one lemming who's gone the wrong way because it already let 2 lemmings in. But it shows us, look, that if it's got a 0 above it, it's not going to take anybody else in. The inn is full, as is what is said in the story of Mary and Joseph and the innkeeper. Okay, not a bad level there. Taking a long time though. Okay, highlights with a safety net. Objects and functions 15. And Ico 2 lots put his initials on the level. 30 lemmings, 20 to be saved. Reached a critical point in your level and want to make a save state? No problem. Press enter and with backspace you can jump back to that state. But unfortunately the save state will only be valid while you're on that level. It won't make a save file or anything. When skipping back, your old actions are saved in a live replay if you still want to replay a few of them. Remember the red R above the skill bar. Also, by right-clicking on a lemming, you can highlight him, and right-clicking on any skill inside the skill bar will automatically assign the skill to him. Very useful to keep track of a lemming with a permanent skill or assigning skills to a lemming outside of your current screen area. I've never done that. It would literally have to be a blocker, because you would have no way of knowing where that lemming is on the screen if it's a position reliant skill, for example. Let's train this builder with a builder lemming who has to build a long bridge while you are busy elsewhere. Okay, that's actually a skill I've not actually been too familiar with. Oh boy. Okay, luckily we've got a lot of floaters on this level. Okay, I see what he means now. Okay, so what he's on about is if you right-click on a lemming, it assigns an arrow to him, and basically if you right-click anything on the skill bar, he'll do that instead. So I've not actually done this before, so this is going to be a new concept to me. So how far? No, it's not too bad actually. We could just it's just an easy 2 builder job, isn't it? Okay, so we heard the 3rd chink there, so we do a right click on the skill bar, and as you can see, look, that guy's carried on building. So it's actually taught me something there that I didn't know you could do, so I have learnt something if I'm going to take anything away from this pack. Problem is though, you need to know which builder it is. So we know it's not the builder over on the right, and we know it's not the builder over on the... Okay, there's the 3rd chink. Is he actually going in the right direction though? Oh yeah, he'll have to change to platformers at some point, so we kind of have to keep an eye on him. Okay, so the splatfall's been mitigated now, so we're doing all right there. We heard the 3 chinks there. Okay, so this is getting a bit. I wonder if there's a way to. Just keep the lemmings out of harm's reach for now. That's a handy way to do it, look. Just build a bridge and just bash through it. There's our 3 chinks. Let's do another right click on the builder icon. So I am training myself to do that. So I'm going to avoid skipping forward because I don't want to miss the chinks on that builder. There he is again. How's he doing? He's doing alright. I'm just going to use fast forward because you still hear the chinks in that. There's the 3 chinks again. Okay, this is probably useful to use a platformer instead, rather than wasting builders. Okay. And something else I'm going to do is I'm going to assign a basher to that guy, because otherwise he's going to turn around, and that'll be catastrophic. Okay, so these guys can be released now, and I have released them luckily. And I'm going to set the release rate to 99. So this is probably the first proper challenging level we've had in this pack, I'd say. It's a really good one, though. I'm very impressed with the quality of this level. Just go to show that Eco 2-Lot can make easy and fun levels. Not like the levels in Lemmings United. Okay, so we're on to level 16 now. Night of the Living Lems. Okay, so this is probably going to introduce zombies. I do like this tile set as well. It's one of my favourites. So, something new in NeoLemmix recently is it actually includes the number of zombies and the number of lemmings now, but it shows them as a plus rather than included in the number. Zombie lemmings are here to eat your brains. You have to avoid them as they infect your normal lemmings and turn them into zombies as well. They also keep all permanent skills and use them against you. Zombies don't push buttons and cannot pick up skills, but they do activate traps. This is to your advantage. There can also be zombie hatches. Send out scouts in this level. What I mean by scouts is a lemming, not actual scouts, to nullify the zombie threat before you send out your main crowd. Build over incoming zombies to avoid them, lure them into traps, dig deep death pits and lead the zombies into them or avoid them completely. So effectively the scouts are little suicide lemmings that will just make the zombies, you know, go the wrong way in a level. The pickup skills in this level may give you a hint towards the right technique needed in an area. Okay, so there's a pickup skill there, look, right off the bat, and that's the hatch there. Okay, this is appropriate music. Oh god, there is a zombie hatch there as well. And the exit's up there, and that's a trap. Okay, this level is going to be hard. I'm not going to lie. Okay, we probably need to time that a bit better. We want the zombie to be following us. We want to be following the zombie. So this lemming's going to dig here. Look, notice how what we're doing is we're making the zombie fall into the acid, because it's better than having it randomly wander around the level and being a problem. So now that he's turned around and he's going to go and die, we're going to build over that threat so the rest of the lemmings can pass safely. Might have done this wrong actually. Alternately, I'm probably not going to go along the top actually. I'm just going to follow the zombie in and just platform and bash instead. Since Eco 2-Lot hasn't prevented that with steel, I'm going to assume that that's the correct route. So now we need to... Okay, so we've got a cloner, which is an interesting skill. Probably just to time this a little bit better, because we need to get rid of these guys desperately. Now you see what happens if a zombie lemmings get close to a lemming. He's turned into a zombie and you can't assign skills to him any longer. Now I'm doing this because all the zombies will fall off the level, and that means we can proceed as long as we patch over the gap. So I'm just trying to debate what the best use for this is. I might have already messed up actually. I might have actually messed up. Hold on, we've got a disarmer skill. I've only just noticed that we've actually got a disarmer. I was only fretting because we only have enough builders to clear that gap and this gap here. I'm just going to use a builder because it will save the lemming turning around and walking all the way back along the level. And big, yeah, it's because of the way that is. It will actually walk up that. Because lemmings can traverse any 6 pixel gap. Okay, so we're going to assign the disarmer. And then we are going to disarm the trap. Just for shits and giggles, we're going to show you what happens if we don't disarm the trap. Because people like seeing lemmings getting killed in weird and wonderful ways. Okay. Okay, that was bad. Luckily we could assign the skill before he Okay, so we need to time that a bit better. Perhaps this could be the job for the remaining lemming, because we have still got a one climber left over. Okay. I don't know how to proceed with this level. Should I not have used the Okay, I think I've done the entire level all wrong. I don't know. So it's not a good time to get stuck on a level. This is quite hard. This is quite hard, this level is, I'll give it that. I don't think it's possible to get through those traps. They are one-use traps. And we've got 20 lemmings, and we could lose 4 because we've got the cloner. I don't think No, we don't want to climb, sorry. This is definitely the safer route, so I don't think I've done anything wrong. Maybe I had to use the cloner at a later stage. Maybe that's where I'm going wrong. Okay, they're just in synchronicity with each other, so I don't think looping with the climber is going to do anything. Someone slightly later. Excuse me. That's better. Okay, that's not good. Okay, we've still got the cloner, but now we've got no ability to send another climber. Thing is, if we've already disarmed the trap, how are we supposed to get the zombies? How are we supposed to get past the zombies? Maybe we've got to lead them all the way down. Oh, I don't know. This is a very weird level. I can't figure out this end bit here. And if I can't figure it out, what chances does a novice have at figuring it out? And you have to bash through these chains. Okay, so now we've got the climber and the cloner and two platformers. Doubt that's going to make a bloody difference though. We've got water down there. I don't understand what the blocker does in this level. I guess I'm going to have to try again. Maybe the builder is the way to go. He did suggest building over the zombie, didn't he? Ah, I think I see it. That is genuine. Fair enough. He did give a hint in the level. He did give a hint in that wall of text on what to do. I think that's incredibly precise to expect that in a tutorial level, though. Okay, we need to do it a little bit earlier. Okay, earlier than that. Like 2 lemmings before. Yeah, then they'll mitigate both the traps. That's actually a much better, that's actually a much cleaner way to do it. Okay, we've got to collect both pickup skills ideally as well. That only makes us like... doesn't really make us much better off though. Hold on a minute. I got it. This is what the clone is for. I'll go. I did it too early apparently, and the zombie crowd just infected the lemming as he was coming past. Okay, my feedback on this level is it needs to be toned down a bit. I think it's a little bit too hard to be put in an introduction pack, because even I got stumped by this level. So what does that tell you? It's only because I did it entirely the wrong way, and I ended up not spotting certain tricks. That was ridiculous, that level was. I know you put the hint about building over the zombie, but I didn't actually think you were expecting us to do that. Okay, so I've got one more level to do, so... oh god, it's a starlight level. Ugh. I'm hoping that my edits to the tile set have not made this level unsolvable. Just hoping. Neutral response, okay. Objects and functions 17, 1 lemming and 10 neutrals. The grey neutral lemmings can and should be saved just like normal lemmings, but there is a catch: you cannot assign skills to them. Use normal lemmings to make a safe path for them, otherwise they will most likely just walk straight to their deaths. Even if only neutrals remain on the level, it will continue to play as they could still reach the exit. Also, there can be neutral hatches on the map. Now try and guide these mindless dummies to the exit. I thought you said dumbass then. There doesn't seem to be too many issues with this level. I think Echo 2 hasn't really used the tiles, which have changed. I might change these tiles back as well. I'm not really going to... Okay, so this just requires you to be a bit more proactive, doesn't it? I'm doing the stacker as well because these guys are going to turn around, and we need them to not walk back into this hole. Okay, this level is massively easier than the level preceding it. You should probably swap these two levels around at least. I appreciate that the previous level has to be in the objects and functions rank, so at the very least just swap level 17 and 18 around. Like my new animated starlight exit, you probably might have noticed as well the animated Eggman and the animated entrance, which is supposed to be like the space tile set level. But anyway, at least that level worked as intended. I was a bit scared that tile changes might have affected it. So, very long video on this one. I might split it into 2 videos, but I'll see how it goes. But thanks a lot for watching, and I shall see you next time, where I'll be doing Basic Training 1.